Hello, I'm Christine and I'm going to show you today how to build a drawer, a Home Depot drawer. And I actually started this video and I don't know what I did. I must have hit the button when I was moving the camera and so I deleted it. But there is, for step 1, on page 1, shows a picture of all the parts. Now each drawer looks about the same. It comes with a base. And you can see this one here. I'll just show you. You can see there's one sitting in there. It hasn't got the face on it yet. And I've got this one out of the box. Once you take it out of the box, you have to take the 2 rails off. And the rails, if you just lift the drawer up, there's a little gray button right here. Let's make sure I get that in the middle of the camera. So you pull this little gray button towards you and the rail will come off, and there's a little hook at the back end, so if you just lift the corner of the drawer, that whole rail system will come out from underneath. The directions show the little gray clip right there, but from the picture I wasn't really clear on what they were doing, so you need to take the 2 rails out. And if you look in here, you can see I have the 2 rails installed. So this is my first problem when I was doing my first drawer, and I have 8 installed over there. So I've made a few mistakes, and so that's why I'm doing this video. So hopefully you won't have to go through that. When you put these rails in, what I was trying to do was, I'll just take the screw out for a moment, was to try and hold the screw on my screwdriver and get it in straight. And what I found actually works best is to take the screw, I call it a screw, but it's actually the one with a flat tip, and put it in the first hole and line that up with there and hold it with your finger away from the wall. Oops, so it's hard to see. So I'm holding it actually away from the wall so that the screw head is tight against the rail. Then I put my screw on, and this keeps the screw from falling in the track 50 times and driving you crazy. And that's it, the rail's installed. It really takes about 10 seconds. If it's taking you 15 minutes, try another strategy. Okay, so step 1 was disconnect that rail, and step 2, then there's a whole explanation of templates, but this is for the BPO option, which this drawer is not. I don't know what the BPO option is, but you got to figure out which option you have. Then there's a picture with a whole bunch of tiny diagrams, and it says, installing drawer slides inside the cabinet, refer to the instructions on the following pages to figure out where to put the drawer slides. And this is pretty easy. If you have one drawer at the top and you're going to have a door at the bottom, you go down to the 4th hole. And when you look at the diagram, you'll see about the 3rd hole in is dark. Like right here, they're showing the 3rd hole is dark. So I did that the first time. I put the screw in the 3rd hole, and this bracket was too far forward, so my drawer wouldn't close all the way. So I had to take both the drawer out and the rails out and put it back in. So from experience, put the bolt in the 1st hole on both the back set of holes and the front set of holes and line it up. So I'll just show you up close here. There you go. They're both in the 1st hole, and by the time we get the drawer in there, everything's going to be lickety-boo. So once you have the 2 rails in, getting the drawer in is pretty simple. Pick it up with all the guts and everything in it. Set it on the rails, and what I do is hold it upwards. Let me just show you why. My mother helped me yesterday and we had a little problem once we got it in. So at the back of this rail, there is a little hook sticking up. So you want to be sure to shove it all the way back and get it down onto that hook and then push the front down. So I'm just setting the drawer on those rails at the end and lifting up slightly. And you can hear it clicked in back there. And the drawer, the whole slide will come out now. And now the front's clicked down. And that's it, your drawer is installed. How easy is that? Okay. My box is empty, so I'll whiz it out of the way. So be sure to mark your holes. I just put a little line in there. If you're doing, this is a 2-drawer configuration, so I'm actually working on this. It's a base cabinet, 2 drawers, 2D is the 2 drawers, and this one's 24 wide. So this would be a B2D 24. If you had an 18-inch wide cabinet, it would be a B2D 18. And that's as complicated as it gets. If you have 4 drawers, which I have on the other side, that was what I was doing yesterday. So I counted down and just put a little line beside the 4th hole, the 10th hole, the 16th, and the 22nd one. And do that on the 1st and the 2nd hole, so you get the thing level. You don't need a level if you just count the holes and mark them. And there's 3 sets of holes in every cabinet. So depending on if you're putting in shelving or the rails for a drawer, use different holes. So now comes the tricky part of doing the door. So drag this box back here so I don't scratch the door. So the doors are all lettered. This door, because it's a tall one, and I'll show you my little guide that Amy gave me at the store. So she marked all my cabinet doors down. So on my unit, this was plan A, I was going to have a unit over top here, but the doors are D, H is a long door. These ones are all D2s, D6s, D7s. D6s are the short ones, and a D7 is like a foot long face. So she lettered all the doors for me. And the same here, whether they're, so this will be my island, and the doors and drawers are all marked Q, D6. And that's all marked on the box. So if you look here at my remaining pile, you can quickly see that I have 4 24-inch drawers left, and I have 4 D6 doors, which are the face plates for those drawers. But now I'm doing the double high ones, and so I have this D7 drawer. So maybe I'll put the camera down on the ground and see if we can get a better image. Okay, so when we look at the drawer, on the small ones, these holes are, the first hole is about the center of the cabinet, and the second one is on the lower half. And you want the holes to be on the lower half of the cabinet, and then everything will line up perfectly. Otherwise, you're going to find out you're off by a couple inches. So this one actually has rails on the, so let's go back to the explanation. So page 2, you can pretty much ignore unless you have the BPO option of cabinets, which I don't. So now we're at, step 3 was put that drawer in and snap it down. Now we're going to install the drawer front clips. And it says, do not over tighten the screws. But I found if you keep the, no, let me see. So here's the little hook. Get them the right way. So these are the little clips that are going to go in. And we were looking at this yesterday because I had some problems with this stuff. And so they go into the cabinet. I can take the screws out. Anyways, they go in and they hook down here. And so sometimes they really come down flush with the edge of this drawer. And other times, oops, they were quite far in the cabinet. So you want to be sure not to shove this too far into the hole. So when I put it in the cabinet, you want the hook As you can see, it's going to go downwards. Oh. Ooh, maybe these screws are partway down into the hole. It's not going in so easily. Yeah, so as those screws go in, this the back part expands out and holds it into the hole. So I want them down in there, but I want to keep kind of like a fingernail width out. And this is what I find. I think I put them in flush yesterday and they're tight. So that drawer face is sitting really snug against here, and I'm trying to adjust my drawers to the left and to the right. And it can't because it's too tight against the front of the drawer. That's my theory. So I'm just holding my fingernail underneath of there to keep it from going down, and that's good and snug, but it's not tightened in there too hard, and it's not pushed too hard against the faceplate. Now if you put it in and it's wobbling, then I guess you could take it back out and start again. Okay, I don't know why these ones are kind of pushed in. I guess it all depends on what happens in the shipping. And so again, I'm going to shove this down and keep it about a nail width away from the actual surface so I can slide my fingernail underneath of there. And I think that's going to make things a lot. You got to be careful because the weight of your drill will push it back down. There. Now. So there's two options here. This is for this is for a regular drawer assembly, and this one I'm actually doing drawer B. So this is a pot drawer assembly because it's a deep one. And it says, so I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, but this one's got clips, which I haven't used to this point. So in the bag, there's a whole little bag of goodies. So I'll just take these screws here, which is what they're showing in there. And those are going to go in the upper holes. Now, since I haven't messed this up yet, I can't tell you if there is a right way or a wrong way. Oops. For these to go in here. So if I look really closely at the diagram, it looks like this opening is supposed to be to the side. But somehow I'm thinking that's not accurate. I think these things have to snap down into that. The back's going to screw in there and the front's going to screw in. So I'm going to put them in with that opening upwards. And I screw up from underneath the computer. Oh, it's going to have a mind of its own and spin around. Ouch. Okay, so probably good to have a pair of pliers on this thing. Yep, going looking for pliers. Odds and sods tools, and you don't have a toolbox cleaning pail. Works really good for hauling your tools around. probably good to work on a solid surface, but I would definitely put a towel or a blanket or something underneath. I'm just using the empty cardboard box. Yep, and not down far enough. There we go again. Many years since I worked with glue. I don't know about these impact things. Okay. So then in the directions, it says, put the left side in first and then the right side. And then install the rods and slide the rod covers ends in place. So it looks easy peasy. So let's see how easy peasy it is. This would be much easier if I had a camera person to help me and a lot faster. So I'm going to pull the drawer out. I'm going to shove this in at the very top of the drawer. And I'll line the other side up. Or not. The left side usually goes in fairly good, but you want to hold it straight. So this is okay. So maybe I have to smooth this out. I think I'm going to actually do the top drawer first because I had trouble getting the bottom drawer in. And every drawer face is the same, so it shouldn't matter which drawer I stick it on. This is the most challenging part of the whole drawer operation. My left side clicked in. Here's the click. And then you got to kind of pull on the right side. Get the clip in. Nope. There we go. Snapped in and it's staying in, so. Okay, I don't know if you heard the little clicks, but the drawer face is now on. And if you, on the right side, I pulled this edge out so I could get the prongs to go in. And then it clicked down, but it wouldn't go in, so I lowered, using this dial, I actually lowered it. And it explains that in here, down here, if you're troubleshooting, so if you have problems getting the clips in. The first 3 drawers I did snapped in so easily, and then the 4th drawer was a nightmare, because I didn't, my mother was helping me, and she didn't get this snapped down on the rail properly, so of course this wouldn't be in alignment. So one of the things, if you're having a lot of trouble, maybe set the drawer plate, the face of the drawer on the ground somewhere, and take this off the rails again and double check that you've got it hooked in there properly. Because if this isn't sitting flush on here, you're going to have a really hard time getting this snapped in. And if that still doesn't work, then it's got this explanation here for rotating the dials, and this is the dials here, to bring the drawer down so you can slide it in and click it down. But that shouldn't be the problem. Now, the next thing is to put these, insert the rods. So the rods have, one end is threaded, and the other end's got a little notch there. So it's pretty obvious to screw the threaded end into here. This is the first drawer I'm doing like this, so, oh, and you just drop that into there, and then you can snug it up. I finished turning. There, now I've screwed it in as far as it will go in the back. And you can turn the camera in here so you can see. I'm going to stick my head in here to see what you're seeing. There we are. Yeah, and then this just slides to the back. I don't know if there's a... Actually, you know what? It looks to me... Oh, that's interesting. So, at the front, it slides right over top of that. In the back, I don't know if that clip should actually be turned the other way or not. I'm going to try this one. Okay. So on this rod, both of the clips have fallen off, and you can't fit it over the threaded end. Oh. Well, now I think I've actually pulled the threaded end right out. I'm going to try the cap this way. No, it doesn't go over that. So, it's got to be the wide end. And the wide end to the front. So, my belief is that they go this way. And now I'll just turn it around. So, on the back side, I'll start screwing this in. I'll just stick it outside of the drawer until I can get it in close enough. Here at the front, you can see. Oh yeah, you can see. I'm the one that can't see. There, and now it's close enough to drop down in that slot. And I just keep I'll keep tightening, and it'll pull it snug, so it'll come out and put that there. Snap that cap. Oh, snap it on the other side, and this one goes to the back. And it snaps. And 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Anyways, that's it. So I hope that helps somebody to try and get their drawers together. Good luck. The hardest part is actually just getting those clips into the drawer. And I think as long as you make sure you get the drawer snugly on the rails, under that hook at the back, and listen for it to click on the 2 sides, and then snap it down in the front, and you should hear the 2 clicks, and then you should know that you're on the rails straight. And then don't put those white plugs in too tight, and that'll give you flexibility so you can shift your drawer left and right. And the only way to adjust the left and right is with this little screw. Oops. You see, there's one screw, and it's only on the right-hand side of the drawer. So if this face plate is sitting really tight to the drawer, you can turn that screw all you want, and the drawer doesn't adjust to the left or right. Just the screw goes in and out, and it just pulls the side of the drawer in and out. So good luck with installing your cabinets, and I hope it's a rich and fulfilling experience for you. It's been fun. Bye.